Hello everyone, Jonathan Banks here alongside MJ Baird here at the High Point Solutions Arena at the Quinnipiac Sports Center. Today was a very entertaining exhibition game where Quinnipiac ran out 3-2 winners against St. Mary's. They took advantage of a 56-second burst in the third period, but that 56-second burst is kind of masking some of Quinnipiac's difficulties. For starters, they were 0 for 7 on the power play. Last season they were 18.8% conversion rate, which is not very high. MJ, what can you tell me about their struggles?
Yeah, so 0 for 7, obviously never good, but you do have to give them, the benefit of the doubt. As they reiterated in the press conference, they've only been practicing for one day. You can't really expect any newcomers to know the system on the power play. But again, for the returners, maybe, you should say, okay, well, you've done it for 2 years, maybe 3 years, or who knows, you're a senior in your fourth year now. You should get it, understand it a little bit. However, I did like the combination between Chase Prisky and Brandon Fortunato in the press conference after the game. Prisky said they complement each other well, and to be honest, I was thinking the same exact thing. Fortunato had to sit out last year after transfer eligibility rules from BU, but all last year, people were saying, he's really going to help this power play, and I really agree. Chase Prisky and him, I think they're going to be the D on that number one unit.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Brandon Fortunato, obviously, before sitting out last year, had 34 assists the season before. He's a great passer. The puck has great vision on the ice.
Sure.
Yeah, and then there's another problem with Quinnipiac today was their lack of production in the face-off circle. They lost 48 face-offs, 125. What can you tell me about that?
The thing with hockey, your plays, your set plays, they start with face-offs. When you lose less than 50% of them, that means less than 50% of the time you're putting up a set play, whether that's in the defensive zone, the neutral zone, or the offensive zone. And I think you didn't see Quinnipiac get a lot of grade A opportunities, and that's because they had to scramble to get the puck when, in years past or even in games past, they just win those face-offs and start their play right from the get-go. And I think that contributed as well to the power play. When you don't win the face-off on the power play, the other team's going to be icing the puck and you're up and down the ice the whole day, and that's what Quinnipiac was today.
I would say that might be the worst game face-off-wise we've had in 15 years. I don't know. I didn't look at the final stats, but it was pretty bad. So, we lost Timmy Clifton, we lost Tommy Shaw. Kaiser took most of our draws last year, so we got to figure that out and get better with that.
Lastly, as I said earlier, Quinnipiac, 2 goals in 56 seconds. The crowd here in Hamden was absolutely on their feet, going crazy. So, 2 goals in 56 seconds is great, but does that overshadow the fact that they had 38 shots on goal yet could only put the puck in 3 times?
You kind of just, stole the point right out of my mouth. 38 shots on goal, but 17 of those came in the third period alone. So I think Quinnipiac kind of got what was coming for them after 2 periods of play. They were peppering St. Mary's with shots and pucks on net and even around the net all game. And finally, once that 56-second came, it was almost like, okay, they had their first goal. It was 1-1. Once that second one came, then you knew a third one was coming because the offense was just rolling at that point.
Yeah, I completely agree. And all in all, it was a great performance for their first exhibition match for the Quinnipiac Bobcats as they come out 3-2 winners against St. Mary's, who hail from Nova Scotia. Quinnipiac now travels up to Boston College on October 6th for the first game of the regular season. For MJ Baird, I'm Jonathan Banks for Q30 Sports.